Star Wars, something like that tournament. I actually tried getting more information on this particular event, this tournament, but you know, wasn't able to find any on the Team Liquipedia. But you know, maybe I'll take a second search for that if I'm going to be casting more of these games. This is Game 2, Best of 3 series. I got to introduce the players at the 12 o'clock position of Shattered Temple. The red Protoss player doesn't really need an introduction. He is such a beast on the Korean ladder. oGs.MC from the Old Generation clan. A really strong Korean pro gamer team. OGS has been around since the beta, and they've always been really strong. Not necessarily the most exclusive clan, and you know, not the best players from Korea, but I mean, oGs.MC, the best Protoss player, a member of OGS, and is going to be representing them here today. His opponent, Loner, the blue Terran player at the 9 o'clock position, as I mentioned in my last video, is a Chinese player and really the best player coming out of China. So although he struggled a little bit in the last game, I think his timing was just a little bit off. Loner was sort of torn, it appeared, because MC had his natural base up on Xel'Naga Caverns, and you know, Loner felt like he needed to pressure, but I think he did it just with an army that was a little bit too small. I think he needed an extra 1 or 2 siege tanks, maybe leapfrog them to be a bit more effective. So we'll see what Loner wants to do differently in this game. It is do or die for him. Loner needs this victory. As the game started getting underway, we have the first barracks going up, 1 refinery done already, just 1 harvester on the refinery at this point. How long is it going to take Loner to flip a couple more harvesters? There we go, 1 more, there we go, 3 harvesters, the orbital command on the way, and the first Marine on his way out right now. And it looks like MC is going to just try to sneak a probe here, and certainly not in range of any of the buildings. So this probe is going to get a hangout just for a little while. The first Marine now heading to the ramp. Back at MC's base, the SCV has been hanging out. He is definitely going to see the assimilator, cybernetics core. Nothing too unusual going on for oGs.MC. So far, this looks to be the same build that MC got in the last game. So I'm wondering if MC is actually going to put a robotics facility down next. Warp gate research on the way. He has 2 chrono boosts saved up. He's not chrono boosting out any additional workers. I'm wondering what he's actually going to use those chronos on. Okay, he's going to chrono boost out the sentry and warp gate research. This probe has been spotted. The Marine is in hot pursuit. The probe, though, with 4 hit points, manages to sneak away. Oh, but the linebacker SCV there picks off the probe. Very nice heads-up play by Loner. Gets rid of that scout. And if I just flip to the vision of MC, I guess he knows, you know, everything that's gone on so far, including the tech lab. Nothing else unusual going on just yet. No kills on these units. It looks like the SCV was able to escape and head back home. We have a robotics facility on the way now, and of course mining lots of gas. It's going to get an observer out first, I'm sure. As I mentioned in my last video, this is a very safe opener in PvT. You're going to want to get that robotics facility for the observer in case your opponent is getting cloaked banshees, and of course for scouting as well. But here we go. Ooh, that was not a very good force field. Actually completely useless force field given the attack here. The sentry gets sniped. That's a big deal. 1 Marine was killed and a Marauder sliced into various small pieces. The SCV gets killed. His drill falls into the water, and this Marauder now, he's got a lot of hit points and 1 armor as well. So is he actually going to get away? I would think so. Zealots are too slow, and Sentry just doesn't do enough damage. And oh, look at this, you sneaky guy, Loner. A Reaper in the back door. How many kills is this Reaper going to get, as the Protoss units were kind of distracted by the Marauder? 2 kills, just 2 kills for that Reaper. Not too bad. Definitely say it would be worth it. You know, 2 kills, 2 probes. That account for the 100 minerals, the building time, the mining time, etc. So yeah, it's always good. Get that scouting intel as well. Bunker going up at the top of the ramp. 2 Marauders in there. And it looks like MC is going to try some counter pressure. This is the same thing that he did in the last game on Xel'Naga Caverns. Putting on pressure while expanding. This is how you do it, guys. You don't want to do like an all-in or an all-out attack, try busting up the ramp or anything when you're expanding, but it is definitely good to at least pressure your opponent a little bit. And with this observer, spots exactly what's on the high ground, and of course MC does not want to engage that. It's too many hit points on the bunker, too many marauders. Now the observer, you know, seeing exactly what's going on, the 3 racks, 1 rack's with a tech lab, gonna put a reactor as well on one of the barracks and another tech lab. So 2 tech lab, 1 reactor, and the factory could very well switch onto the reactor in a moment for Hellions, or maybe he's doing the same thing that he did last game. Is he going to switch? Oh, is he going to get the tech lab? Nope. It looks like he is actually going to wait for the reactor. This SCV, how did that SCV get out? Are these guys on hold position? No. SCV, just the luckiest SCV in the world. 9 hit points, and oh, is he going to get that scouting intel? He doesn't know about the Nexus. He saw the pylon on the low ground, but he doesn't know that there's actually, in fact, a Nexus there. Starport on the way. Reactor's now complete. Is he going to... Okay, maybe he's just not going to do anything at all with the factory. It looks like that. He's going to probably switch the Starport onto the reactor and get out some medevacs. 6 sentries out already, along with a couple of zealots, a couple of stalkers. So this is very similar to what MC did in the last game, but he's starting to divert a little bit more now as he is getting a Twilight Council. I'm wondering what his ultimate game plan is with that Twilight Council. I think that he's going to be teching a High Templar just because he has so few stalkers and zealots that it maybe wouldn't be worth it to upgrade Blink or Charge. But, you know, he knows how heavy bio Loner is going, of course, with 5 barracks, and he can see it with the Observer, and he sees the Starport as well. So High Templar definitely a good choice. I'm pretty positive that that's what we're going to see from MC. The Orbital Command now finished morphing in and is going to land on the low ground, and looks like we're going to just elevator some... Oh, nice force field! Beautiful force field. 1 Marine gets sniped. MC doesn't want to wander too close to the ledge, though, because, of course, although he can see the high ground with the Observer, he still does not want to be engaging that many Marines and Marauders. And he is, in fact, getting Blink. So he's warping in a few more Stalkers now. Guardian Shield going up. Guardian Shield excellent against Marines and pretty decent against Marauders as well, I guess. Not as good as it is against Marines. But, oh, a pretty good surround here from the Terran player. But nice force fields at the same time. He doesn't want to get too many of these Stalkers caught out of position, though, and have them get sniped. Lots of force fields, a ton of energy was banked up on those sentries. So just force fields all day, Guardian Shields, and nice vision as well with the Observer. Very, very helpful. Continuing to put pressure on. MC is doing a lot of damage here. Even the SCV is trying to get some shots in, but we do have a lot of reinforcements coming from MC. No proxy pylon, so he's running them all the way from home. He's blinking up the ramp a little bit. Those SCVs surrounding the sentry, gonna take that out. But with these Stalkers, it just seems like there's too many. And MC takes